Hey guys, Rouse Family 5 here, aka the Black Santa, and I'm just working on some snowflakes, doing some stuff, and I thought, while I'm sitting here chilling with my lo-fi, and it's a beautiful evening, April the 22nd, I believe it is, that I would just jump on and just hang out with you guys. I don't want anything, I got nothing fancy to share with you. I'm just working on snowflakes. This is number 3 that I just finished. Woohoo! Got my gloves on today, my microphone, and my pixel pliers. So I love these things, guys. When I did the first pixel, uh, a snowflake, I was only doing zip ties and then pushing them in, and my thumbs were just so raw from from trying to get this here. I'll bring this up here like this to bring or to kind of push that pixel into this corrugated material. Right, you can't do it. You can't do it. Um, you got to have some pixel pliers in order to do that. I have heard, but I don't know how you would do it, that uh, that is equivalent to a half-inch socket, and so you could somehow slide it on there. I know in the bullets, which is I'm sorry, on the square nose, which has a square base instead of this bullet format, you can do something with that. But I don't know. They're saying take a half-inch socket and then put it on the back of it, and you can push that in there. So anyway, I have the pliers. They're affordable. I would highly encourage you to get some pliers. So anyway, I wasn't doing anything, just kind of hanging out. I am thinking about how to um, make sure that I get all of the software. I don't even want to say like software, but how do I program these appropriately for the show and little stuff like that. Again, I'm just kind of hanging out, chilling. And was that number 2? Yeah, number 2's done. No, is that 3? Is that 2? It doesn't matter. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. Ugh. I did notice, so that's 3, 4. Yeah. Oh, I still have 3 more to go. Yeah. I did notice, let me make sure this is the right side. Okay. I did notice that on the last video, after I shot that video about these things were up and running, that I don't know if, let me see if I can bring this over here, and I'll kind of angle it down so you can see these dongles or these pigtails hanging. This is a male, this is a female. So this is the beginning of one, and it ends somewhere on here. And then I start again with number 100 or 101. If you were to plug these two together, they would function as one whole. But the other day, when I put them on the controller and I put them in test mode, I had pigtail number 1, and here it is, pigtail number 2. So when I pressed test, the first 100 went, and then the second 74 went, although it was all 100. So the second 100 went, and I was like, you know what? That's not at all what I want them to do. I want this to act as a single unit. That means that when I hit test button, it needs to start at number 1 and go all the way through 174, and it didn't. It went through. It started at 1, and then it picked up at 101 and started doing the test mode. I was like, that's not what I wanted. So little things like that, I got to work that out. It's going to be easy. I perceive it will be, because again, I haven't worked with this prop. I've done a lot of this stuff before. I still have the Lightorama forums that can help me. A lot of things that can help me get this done. I'm starting number 3, and I will sort out what's going on. There's nothing to sort out. I'll understand what I need to do. It might be that I need to connect the first 100 and the second 100, and then at some point I have to add some power injection. And if that's what I have to do, I do know that on my software, I can only run a maximum of 170 pixels. Of course, one of these is 174, so I'll figure it out and I'll get that done. No big deal. Get done. So next, let's talk about this, because before I do the video, and it's just a precursor, maybe, I don't know. I'm just hanging out with you guys. We're going to talk about building controllers. boxes, controllers. I've always gone off market to purchase a box to build a controller with. And I have 15 of which. 11 are in the show, and I have some extras that I save for growth. But because of tariffs, I think you might have difficulties this year purchasing boxes, so I think I have a solution for that. I have an above ground irrigation system to water all of the plants around the house, so I don't have to spend time in the evening when I could be chilling, reading the magazine, reading a book, out and enjoying the garden that I have an irrigation system that I put in. The point is that my controller is an indoor controller that I have outdoor controller. And I use the spigot with a manifold that I've attached to that spigot and to turn on the water with the clock I'm running power to. And that clock is an indoor clock, not an outdoor clock or controller. And so I put it into a Tupperware box. And I'm thinking that I will be successful in creating tariff resistance, avoiding tariff costs, and build a box that way. Historically, a box can run between $15 and $35. Depend on where you're getting it from, and how the size, and so on and so forth. So couple that with 145% tariff if they come from China. That could be between $36 and $50 of additional add-on price, not to include shipping and taxes that you're responsible for. I can show you how to make a box very nominally priced. I bought a 12 tubs, 12 power cords, my controller, the little board, and the power supply. I'm guessing I'm still under, maybe. Anyway, the point is, I'm going to show you how to make a sensible, will stay dry controller without having to break the bank and buy these expensive boxes to build a controller. If you go to X-Lights, or I can't say X-Lights, they don't sell things. If you go to Holiday Cora and some of these other places that sell Lightorama, and a few other places that sell RGB stuff. This is RGB, red, green, blue. We just refer to pixels as RGB products. You can find boxes. And you can find them pre-assembled. A pre-assembled Pixie 8 will run you about $256. I'm going to attempt to build 10, if not 12 of them for $256. You know what? I've been watching a lot of the behind the scenes this year. I love to do that, to see what others in this profession, hobby, have done on their displays, that I just love their displays. And what I'm finding is, and you may not, but if you watch some of my very first videos on Pixels, this is about 2018 or so. Where's the one for that one? No. Pay attention, pay attention. Okay. That's row 2. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, you got to pay attention. If I get too far, oh, look what I did. See, it happens. I don't have any pixels over here. They're all over here. This should be here. This should be here. And so I got to start all over. See, it happens. I'm going to talk for a second before I got to keep working. So anyway, what I've noticed about their craftsmanship, which is amazing, I think they've complicated the process. I watch a lot of these guys on here, and they must be IT engineers. They're talking about things that I know something about them because I know they exist, but I don't. My controllers are not as technical, yet I get what I deem as the same result. You know, what the hell are they talking about? I know what I'm doing, but I have no idea what they're talking about. So I hope that my helping you to put together a box will keep it simple, can't even think of some of the language that they're using. Like, and you can have fun. You don't have to be an engineer of any sort. You can work wherever you work. I'm not going to put out stuff like Peter Drucker's, knowledge worker versus, the blue collar guy. I'm not doing that. You can be whomever, and you can enjoy this craft. So, because it's always been my heart, you can do this. You don't have to be any type of a special being to do this. But I find that those guys are just adding way too much. And as I start that video, I am going to bring it up again because two things I'm very passionate about this craft is learn your craft. That means not only can you put together this stuff, I keep pointing because there's all this stuff over here, but learn how to program. You don't have to be a great programmer. That means sequencing your lights to music. When I say program your sequences. It'll be rudimental at first, but by your third year, it'll get better. In your fourth year, it'll get better. In your fifth year and subsequent, you'll get better at it. It's just the nature of the game. I don't care if you're using X-Light to Lightorama. You're not going to be a perfect programmer, but learn your craft. I say that. So those are two things I'm ever going to yell about. Keep this simple and learn your craft. So I'll talk about that in my next video. Again, today I'm just kind of hanging out. Ain't really got a lot going on. It's a Wednesday evening, and thought I would just jump on the mic and spit some stuff out at you. What else do we have going on? My condolences to the family of the Pope. I'm not a Catholic. I'm a non-denominated Christian. Okay, so I got this going. I'm working on several things. I will continue to work on things. What else is going on in my world? I went out to the garage a couple of days ago over the weekend to look at what do I have out there, and I found some really cool things. I knew that I had purchased many moons ago some stuff and just threw it on the shelf and in boxes because at that time I wasn't ready for what I was doing. I got to park here because I want to make sure I'm not messing up. I'm coming off of leg number 1. And what's my turn? Where do I turn? Yeah, okay, I got it. So I went to the garage and to look, and I found some pretty cool stuff out there that I'll be using. I don't know if I'll get to them this year. For this year, things that are weighing heavily on my mind are these snowflakes, the bells of holly. They're easy to do. They're just arduous. They're labor intensive. Building my 1, 2, 4, maybe 7 or 8 matrices that I'm going to build. I have to tear down I'm not going to tear them down in total. I have to break down my pixel trees. They are 8 strands, but they're folded, which gives me 16. And I'm going to take 4 of them off and then refold, and that will give me 8. I'm going to 180 degree versus a 360 degree. That's important because I did find some Pixie 4 controllers, so that puts me at 10. But do I have enough controllers to do that? And this stuff gets priority because they're the newest. But I've been saying I wanted to break those trees down. I don't know where I'll put them. I don't know if I'll put them side by side or 1 or 2. I don't know how I'll do them yet. But that's something that I'm heavily thinking about. And with it being 18 days to go, I have time. But I expect to be working on that by June. Because that way I should have all the matrices and everything done. Is that where I want that to go? Come on, show me. Bam, bam. Yeah. Okay, I'm good. Sorry guys, I have got to make sure that I'm doing this right. Okay. I have an infestation of rabbits in my yard, and I've been putting down. I've tried everything to get rid of them. YouTube suggested that I put down some hot pepper sauce. This one gentleman said get 1,000,000 skulls of hot pepper, and I sprayed that, and it was vicious. I had to go put on a N95 mask just to if I inhaled any of the blowback from that stuff, it would just gag me for like an hour. But the rabbits are impervious to that. So I was hiring a company to work on getting rid of the voles that I have out here in my sector of the plains of Colorado. And he says we don't mitigate rabbits, but we have heard that if you put down coffee grounds, that the rabbits don't like it. It's too bitter, and they'll go away. Well, lo and behold, I have put down 2 treatments of it. I need to do another one, um, but they don't like it. And from what I can gather, I'm seeing less. Not they're not gone, but there were times I go outside and there's 10 rabbits out in the front of my yard. And why that's important is because rabbits pee and poop in the same place that they're not foraging, but they sit there and they just nibble on your grass. And their urine and their stools they're killing my grass. And I like really beautiful grass. So, life tip: try coffee. I did buy a coffee can of it was $9.99 at King Supers, which is Kroger division. I'm sure you guys have it. It's just a generic brand of coffee, and I use that. But I'm trying to use what I brew, those grinds. And so it takes a while to accumulate it because you're only going to get 2 scoops that you can put into the bin to let dry out to put in the spreader. And I just go out there and whirly and spread that stuff around. So that's what I'm doing for that. But the rabbits are important because they will eat on my wires, this 18 gauge wire, especially the green ones. They like the green wires. So this year or last year, 2024, I had to make sure everything was elevated off the ground at least 18 inches. They even chewed through. They love the Cat 5 cables, so that's a pain in the butt. But yeah, so I'm trying to get rid of the rabbit. Ooh, I missed a hole. I'm trying to get rid of the rabbits because they are just killing my show. A lot of success with doing that. We talked about controllers. Guys, I think that's it. I'm just kind of hanging out with you. I don't want anything, have nothing great to show you. I'm just sitting here pushing pixels. I have a lot to do. Thank God for pixel pliers. And yeah, so got my little lo-fi going in the background up there. Okay, guys, so I was talking about rabbits, and on the last video we missed 10 minutes. For whatever reason, the mic decided to stop. So I have 2 of them, and I don't know if I grabbed the one that has power or not, but you missed 10 minutes of me just rambling about nothing and solving world problems. So with that, I love you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and stop. Let's have this last number 4, not last, number 4 snowflake to do tonight. Again, I'm gonna just continue kicking it with my lo-fi. The house is quiet, and I'm gonna just get to work. So with that, guys, a thank you. I love you. Please just hang out with me. Again, I don't want anything. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Just was pushing pixels, and I just wanted some company. All right, guys, thanks. And with that, aka Black Santa, I'm out.